Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
Hi, I'm Flynn.
Sika.
Thessaly.
Oma.
Ceallach.
And I'm your DM, Seth. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we left our heroes. In the caverned halls of the Sanctum, Seeker came face to face with Thalis, a divine emissary from Laris. She informed him of a number of things, including verifying some of the truths revealed by Artemisia and informing Seeker of the threat making its way towards Stillgate in the form of Captain Vossen, a figure from Thessaly's past. After his divine contact, Seeker made his way into the Sanctum on Cloud 9 to find Thessaly and the rest of the AOR. He arrived to them after a brief detour to find Watcher Garrick and commission a helpful item for a friend, and then, breathlessly, described the conversation he had to Olma and Thessaly, or should I say, attempted. During this time, in the library, Ceallach and Flynn discussed their findings of the rare books that they had found, and after a bit of a tense conversation, eventually, it led to Flynn finding his way to showing Ceallach the contract that he has had ever since the night, a few nights ago, in his room in Sunplume. But as Ceallach finished reading the contract, the other members of the AOR burst in, and a breathless and chaotic conversation about the group's next steps took place. As Olma, of all people, urged the group to calm, the voice of reason, Thessaly spoke to the other agents, revealed their connection to Captain Vossen, and why he is a figure to be taken seriously. And as the conversation turned much more calmly to next steps, and the agents moved to continue looking for more information to help them on their coming quests, we come back to this moment as each of you find your ways to fill the time before leaving to head towards your eventual destination of Stillgate. So you've just finished your conversation. As I understand, some of you are going to continue to look within the rare books section to attempt to find some information on liches to try to see what you can ascertain about what's his name?
Corvin Amber.
That's the guy.
Fuck
That
dick.
loser.
So, as we come back to this moment, you all kind of depart and start heading your separate ways. Some of you staying here in this room to continue to look through the books. So, anybody who is looking for the books, obviously you're looking for liches. Is there anything else that you might be looking for in this place?
I have a question.
Of course.
For the people who were in the room to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Did Ceallach and Flynn stay in the rare books room, or did they leave? Who is still in the rare books room?
I believe Ceallach and Flynn stayed in the rare books room, right?
Yeah, we were in there reading the books, and then we got into our discussion.
The whole conversation took place in that rare books
and then you
room.
guys showed up there, so I think that's where we...
So
Okay, but you guys are
there?
staying and
My
looking at
favorite
books, I
phrase.
think, right? Both of you
I
two?
think you and I were going to go...
You and I...
It depends
we're gonna
where...
go look for liches.
I don't know, where's Thessaly going? Because I
would have sought out a librarian to help me, because I'm not going to help with the lich stuff. I want to look up stuff on Dalian court procedure.
Right, that's correct.
Yeah.
Because you want to see about... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if Flynn stays in the room, I would turn to him and say, okay, so you found books, but they were not about liches.
Yeah,
were you looking for books on liches, or were you looking for the books you found? Because if you were looking for the books you found and they were not on liches, are there any books to find on liches?
Well,
and should we not waste our time, or should we waste our... I just don't know if you were... Were you actually looking for books on liches?
Right, so we... I believe we asked Master Scriven, and I'll look around to see if he is around here somewhere.
Hey, you don't see him in this room.
He's like a Dragonborn.
I know who he is.
Okay.
Remember, I was raised here.
Right. right. So yeah, we asked Master Scriven for anything on liches, and I believe this is what he gave us.
So he gave you this room, or he gave you that book?
They presented these books because they're...
But they're not about liches.
No, this is kind of just what we
So
found.
are there no books on liches in this room?
We can look.
Is there any evident organization to this?
Yeah, as you look around, they are separated by different subjects. It was just that when you guys were looking around, these books, I think, just caught your guys' attention.
Okay.
But there are different sections in the space itself. Basically, it's organized by like history, theorems on Arcana. There's a lot of like, what's it called? A lot like the things in here are either very, very old, sometimes controversial. The types of texts like they don't want novices reading and things like that. But as you guys look around, I mean, and this room is relatively small. It's, probably not much bigger than the actual room we're in. But yeah, as you look around, you can find, you find a section on kind of like arcane theory.
Cool, because what I was trying to identify is that like there hasn't already been a roll to try to find stuff on liches, right?
No.
Like I just don't want to like be doubling down.
No, I think did we not roll? I thought we rolled for something.
I thought
But
you
it was
actually
for-
searched
I
for
thought we did it in
the schism and like.
It was for,
Um,
Oh, that's
Like
right.
the-
No, yeah, you guys did specifically.
We rolled for something.
You rolled.
but it
and
was
I-
for the things that you found. I don't think
That's
that
what
you
I'm saying.
rolled-
No,
Yeah.
That's what
no
I was
roll's been
asking.
made to find things
That's
for.
what I was asking.
Mhm.
So,
I was tracking.
so you did or did not look for stuff on liches?
We spoke to the librarian, and this is what he presented us with. I think it's worth taking a second look.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit of books here.
Okay, so you didn't like look everywhere, and this is what you found, and that's all that there's.
Do you see how big these tomes are?
No, I understand. I'm just
We
saying.
thought there might be something in these
you,
about.
It's. I'm just saying I should still look here that it hasn't already been looked
Yes.
through. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. My goodness.
Sometimes
I'm
the
not
way
like
you phrase
insulting
things.
you.
It just seems odd that the alternative to what you're asking is that we have covered everything here and determined there's no covering of liches in any of these books.
Or that I thought you guys were wasting time and found books that were not related to liches at all.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. Is like, why
what's
do you
weird
quickly
about
go to
it.
that?
Why are you
Like,
accusing us of that? Why would that be the case?
that was quick.
No, because I thought you were coming here to look for books on liches.
Man, that's what we're doing. I don't know why we're talking about this. Let's look around for more.
Okay, fine.
All right.
It's just because I have other things I would like to do with my time.
Oh my gosh.
I start looking
If
for
there were no lich books.
I walk to the other side of the room
It's just that
and relish in the quiet.
walk away.
Relish in the quiet that we once had
Amazing.
in this room before.
I need 3 investigation checks from everybody in the room,
I
please.
just have other things I want to do.
It's just the most family interaction.
All right.
That's really I'm gonna help a lot.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna.
Yep. Investigation.
I'm so distracted
You just got real flustered.
by why they were reading books that don't matter.
Like a book about
Oh,
contracts and fake contracts.
Cool. All
See, not looking for books on liches.
I said also.
All
Okay.
right. Go ahead and roll investigation for me. And then, what did you get, Oma?
4.
4. Solid. Excellent
Nice.
job.
Found
Really
them all.
good. Solid
All right.
four.
Cool.
I got 22.
22.
Wow.
Okay.
Are you
That's the key.
looking for books on liches?
Yes.
8.
8. Excellent. Okay.
Good.
So,
Okay.
We're good here. Nothing left.
So Flynn and Oma, you guys, as you guys are looking around, you find a ton of stuff. It's just not anything that you're actually looking for.
Yeah.
You find different treatises on history. You find a lot of like controversial philosophical books, like that you're not necessarily looking for, but that you could see would be problematic, maybe for like young students to find. You find like really dark philosophical treatments that are very like either nihilistic or very like about leveraging power and really kind of nasty stuff.
Manipulating the
Yeah,
public.
manipulating people and like, how to
Whether it's okay to do that or not.
Yeah,
the like morality of man.
Yeah, very like dark philosophical texts. You guys find a lot of just histories and things like that are very, very old discussions of like the ancient dragon wars when they were kind of the head honchos. You find all these different like treatises on things, but nothing in particular that like jumps out at you. You gain a lot of different weird smatterings of knowledge by skimming pages at a time and then have to put them up. Ceallach, however, you find 2 things. The first is you find a book that is it is a study of the Great War, but specifically a history of Ganbaldir.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of like role in the Great War. And one of the things that it gets into, basically like the couple of pages that capture your attention are about the necromantic arts that Ganboldir employed during the war in order to raise dead to fight on their behalf. They were Ganboldir's big port. They're innately magical. They're also a nation of many, many elves who don't, because of their long lives, don't procreate as fast as humans and other races. And so they were losing soldiers so quickly that they reached to the necromantic arts to continue to raise dead to fight over and over and over.
Gotcha.
And in there, you find like basically 2 pages about lichdom and about how there were many of the more powerful sort of captains and or figures in the military. And it goes on to describe that these liches were, it was a very dark process. It doesn't get into the details of how exactly it was achieved. It's more of like an academic observation and judgment of the methods that were used. So how Ganboldir basically like poisoned themselves and allowed for the dark use of magic to find the most able-bodied members of their military force and bind their souls outside of their bodies so that when they died, they could return very quickly and reanimate to fight over and over.
Wow.
It then goes on to discuss the fallout from those methods and how many of those same people eventually were corrupted by the power that they held and the kind of like decades of fallout and the effort that went into quelling and eliminating them.
Right.
And in that, it talks about, very specifically mentions the terms phylactery and how these souls were bound to objects that were of importance to these people and how they were ultimately had to be destroyed in order for the liches to succumb. And then it kind of goes on to, like, a lot of it's just history and names and things like that. None that particularly jump out at you. I will send you some more information on those specific names later.
Cool.
Because some of them are, like, you've probably come across their names before in the reading of the wars, the history of the Great War, rather.
Right.
So yeah, don't let me forget to send you that information. So you find that. The other thing you find that kind of calls out is you see a black book bound in leather.
Uh-oh.
And on the cover is basically what looks like it's like an inverted cone with like many like lines running through it. And it says, "Infinite layers, known demonology in the negative plane of the abyss." This was a DC 20 to find, so well done. This tome is an academic treatise on the known layers of the abyss. It details some of the more well-known demon lords and tells of the historical times that they have walked the material plane.
Jeez.
Shamash is mentioned and his time in the Great War.
Our boy Shamash.
His domain of the Blood Sea, where on the bottom of an ocean of blood, soldiers endlessly fight in wars that he orchestrates.
Huh.
Cool.
Arbeyak, the demon lord of corruption and cockroaches.
Ew!
No.
And
Wait, can you repeat that?
That would be bad.
Arbeyak.
Yeah, love that.
Arbeyackh, I believe.
Love that.
Doesn't matter.
Arbeyak.
No, I meant what he was.
Oh, sorry, the demon lord of corruption and cockroaches. He also walked the material plane during the Great War, and his hordes feasted on the bodies of all of the people who died during.
Cockroaches.
No.
Yeah. It also goes on to discuss many of the others. Baphomet and his endless labyrinth, the Demogorgon and his trackless sea. Basically goes through and details a lot of the different, more known demon lords. And again, I will send you some additional information on this, but yeah, it's a lot to get through. So that's kind of like what you skim.
Yeah.
When Ceallach sits down and does some downtime, we'll go through exactly what's in there.
Great.
Because he's going to need to take a few hours to really study through it.
Okay.
But those are the two things that you find.
So,
Can I just to real quick, if it's not in the cursory inspection, then that's fine. Phylacteries, is there consistency among them, or is it kind of like?
Oh,
would I be able to identify it by appearance, or is it like?
Interesting.
Anything?
Phylacteries, there is no definitive. The only thing that is consistent is they have to be tremendously valuable. They can't be like, a bit of string.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be something of significant material value, and usually made from very pure materials in order to hold the magic that is required to house a soul.
Okay.
So that is one thing that is a thing that is consistent across all of them.
Cool.
It also it kind of does that thing where it says like these. You get the sense that they were instruments of like darkness, like they have a palpable feel to them almost, is the way they're described in the book. And it's one of those books where it's a collection of different stories from different sources, like a scholar assembled a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And so there's like copies of firsthand accounts of some of the warriors and mages who discovered some of these phylacteries and destroyed them. And often the other thing that is consistent is sometimes there are very specific conditions under which the phylactery needs to be destroyed. So it's very complicated. And that's why it took decades for even the best magical users in Gandaldir to track down all of these monsters of their own creation.
Yeah. Okay. And then the second question was any mention of Prince of Shadows in the Abyss?
Oh, in the Abyss one.
Yeah.
There is mention of the Umber Wastes.
Okay.
And it is a lightless place filled with shadow where few things live and most live in the space or exist in the space between death and life. Many undead, and the Umber Wastes are a plane of the abyss, or a section of the abyss rather, where strong emotions can be given life.
Sounds safe.
Oh.
Hatred, longing, fear, despair.
And finally, is there any correlation I can draw, or does it sound familiar with any of the Archfey?
Ooh, no.
Okay.
There's no like connection or known. It's more of like a discussion of the plane itself, rather than. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have anything related to any like
demon lords or
person. Why did I say that so weird?
Any
Any messieurs, no specific mention of any person or entity that exists in that space.
Okay.
It is more again like kind of an academic description of the plane itself or the layer itself.
Thank you.
You got it.
So, in my like cursory look, where I was like, "There's nothing here on Licious."
I don't know, Alma. You think you're just getting distracted?
No, there's nothing here, and I sit down.
You're looking for the right thing over there, Alma.
There's nothing here.
All right.
I might have found something over. No, never mind.
And so I'm gonna pull out my Elvish book, and I'm gonna go back to translating.
Nice.
So I'm gonna spend some time translating, because I don't want to waste my time looking for a book that doesn't exist.
All right. As far as home is concerned, now
If I didn't find it,
all right.
I looked really hard, guys.
So I will say that you spend, because you're home, maybe an hour actually looking for other things. So add 5 hours of downtime to the translation of the scroll. What does that put your total at?
11 hours.
Okay.
Ooh.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think I had 6. I'll double check for like.
Cool. Alrighty. During this time, Thessaly and Seeker. Thessaly, you are looking for specifically. So you go back out into the main library. And you find, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me for yourself.
Which one of these dice is smart?
Master Scriven can help you if you ask.
Well, then I would like to ask, because I've never been good at the books and stuff.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check at advantage for me.
What is that?
Biscuits! Okay, hold on.
And gravy.
I'm very excited for this because I have no idea if it's good or bad.
Wait,
This is so sad.
am I
What is
allowed
it?
to do something if I'm not there?
What?
I
It's an
was
8.
almost deep in concentration translating.
It's an 8.
8. Okay. I will say that you find it's one of those things where you find so many books that you don't know what to look for and how to narrow it down.
So
Go ahead, sir.
I'm
that.
not going to take a nap. I'm shadowing Thess as silently as possible.
Okay.
That Drax. He was told to take a nap. Of
I was
course,
told
he's not
to
going to
take
take
a
one.
nap. I was told to take a nap. Not AOR anymore. When that happens, are they frustrated? Like, what's the?
Yeah, the sound I made is the sound I make.
Okay.
It's the growl of displeasure.
Yeah, that was accurate.
Love it.
At that, I would walk up. Can I lend a hand?
I don't know. I mean, if you really think that you can find something that I didn't see, because I looked really hard and I even asked for help from the librarian. So I feel like I just want to know. I just want to know how we can get into the court the proper way and see if we can engage in a conversation with the queen. Like, what are the channels?
Oh, okay. If I can, I will help.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
That's pretty good.
Cheese and rice.
Cheese. Yeah, that's a 2, and then carry the 25.
25. Okay. So, Seeker, as you start picking up the some of the books that Thess has gone through,
You loosened it.
you loosened it.
Thess loosened it.
You go through, and it was more of just a knowing exactly where to look in the books. And as you look to these books, you learn a couple of things. You learn about the structure of the overall sort of political system in Ondale, which would best be described as a parliamentary monarchy. The queen or king, the ruler of Ondale, is sort of the supreme authority, but there is a parliament that exists within Ondale, specifically within Stillgate, that is comprised of the more powerful of the noble houses. Now, power is kind of determined. There is a certain threshold at which you can become a member of the parliament, but power kind of shifts and grows as the houses rise and fall. And it is a very treacherous game to play. As a nation that values knowledge and sort of views that as virtue, it is some of the most brilliant minds in Ondale are members of the parliament, and it is no slouch that can hold the throne of Ondale for very long if things aren't going their way, or rather, if they're not capable. Cool. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You learn also that the general structure. So there's the king or queen, and then there is the lords, which is usually just called the House of Lords, and or the Parliament. It's kind of used interchangeably. Lords are basically rule over most of the major cities within Ondale. And then underneath the lords are barons, who usually control minor cities. Underneath barons are dukes, who control towns. And then underneath dukes are knights. And knights are usually very lesser nobles who preside over the smaller towns and hamlets and things like that. So you kind of learn about that general breakdown of just like how the political structure works. It's kind of a feudal system in that regard.
Yeah.
You also learn about a tradition that was established several hundred years ago by one of the prior monarchs of Ondale, which is that once every month, the king or queen holds kind of an open forum where supplicants from the city are allowed to come and speak their grievances before the court, specifically before the king or queen.
So it's like an open audience.
It's kind of like an open audience where people can come and speak their grievances. Usually everybody is heard. It kind of depends on when the king or queen drops from exhaustion, because obviously there are many, many supplicants who usually come.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a time-honored tradition for the rulers of the city. And it's one of the ways that talks about like potentially how one could gain access to and or get in front of the queen or king. And as far as any specific function of like how to get into contact with the king or queen, it really does you're getting the sense that it boils down to knowing and or being someone with enough power to command an audience with the king or queen. They also preside over executions. So that would be a time, I guess. Any official executions?
Since we're all here,
there's nothing specific about the way that you there's no specific like mechanism beyond that.
Yeah.
The last and final thing is that you discover is the guild structure within Ondale. Most of the more powerful lords and ladies that preside over the noble houses are in control of or control a vested interest in the various merchant guilds. Mm-hmm. That's how they maintain power. If you want to maintain power, you do it through money.
Sure.
There are many guilds within the city of Ondale, including one of the most powerful, which is the Mechanists Guild. And they are the sort of presiders over most of the clockwork mechs and various instrumentation and or technology that exists within the city. There is the Stonecutters Guild, which is responsible for the stone quarries and all of the exports of the stone. And then there is another guild that does exist within the city that is also very powerful, and that is the one that controls the Bentonite class. And they are just called the Bentonites.
Okay.
It is one of the most sought after and most heavily controlled substances that comes out of Ondale. And is of incredible strategic value.
Huh.
In the power of their economy and currently in the war.
All right. I got a lot.
Yeah?
I think I found a way in.
Okay.
The king or queen, the queen will have a open audience once a month. The problem possibly is we don't know when that will be. We only have a couple of days.
I'm trying to think. As someone who used to live in Ondale, I'm sure this was something that like people would talk about because it was an audience with the queen or whoever, like whoever was in charge at the time. So do I remember generally what day it might fall on if I try to
it always falls in the middle of the month. Like sometime around the 15th.
Are we in the middle of the month right now?
We're on the first day of Famiris still. So it'd be another 2 weeks before that audience would take place.
And we only have 6 days.
We only have,
We didn't do, 6 was not.
Few.
They have a couple.
You said a couple. Yeah, I don't know how many
So
total.
definitely not. Yeah.
Not 15.
I don't know if we can wait for that.
It's not like tomorrow.
I think I can.
It's not like tomorrow.
No, normally it takes place about in the middle of the month, and I think we just started this right because Everdon was All right, so maybe.
Oh, they also preside over executions.
Well, if we have an execution to throw her way, what?
Well, so if they are, doing the execution thing, maybe we could stop the execution and say you're about to be assassinated. That's like
I don't even know how we would find that out. Seeker, wait. You know what?
What?
You know what?
No.
I actually have my own solution to this.
Oh.
This is what so once we found someone, that's what I wanted to use Ceallach for, because you can only do the earring whisper thing, right?
Limited.
The little limited.
It's not as far.
You can't do. Okay. When I did my portraiture, I did a portrait for a Lady Celine in Stillgate.
Oh, okay.
So maybe, and she liked me, and this was like 8 years ago. But maybe I could talk. Maybe I could. What do you think of that?
You think you could get back in as a draw?
Oh, or I could lie to her. Oh, I don't know. I could lie and say I wanted to commission
it,
or to see if she wanted to. How would I? Yes, but usually people would reach out to me for my skills.
Oh.
It's not really hi, I'd like to do a painting for you. Like that doesn't really happen.
But they're very good, so maybe it's like your back wall needs a nicer picture. We could find the words. It's not a bad idea.
Maybe I could. I'd rather not lie in this case if we can help it. I'd like to be as honest and forthcoming as.
Me too, but We might have to.
Oh, maybe I could offer to work for her for free.
Probably has people to do that already, but
No, she really liked me.
okay.
I don't think you understand.
You are very likable. I do.
It's not that. I just people don't. There aren't a lot of people who paint like I do.
Your paintings are amazing.
So if I offer, it's essentially I'm giving her,
Yes.
a masterpiece for free.
I think
for a
this
favor.
should be the primary plan. At the same time, maybe I sneak in and try to get an audience.
Why are you using air quotes?
Because
what do you mean? What are you going to do
sometimes
after you
when I
sneak
sneak into people's houses and like I'm there when they wake up, it's a little creepy. But I have an important message.
So you want to sneak in?
I don't want to. I just want to save this person's life.
I think. I also would like to. So maybe we. You found stuff. You found good stuff.
There's also there's guilds that are very powerful, and maybe one of them. So doesn't really say how you get in front of the queen except for the open audience. But if you are very powerful or you have a lot of money, like the mechanists,
right? Yes.
Guild.
Yes.
We could
them
win favor from them to get favor with the queen.
I think I have a great... Yes, let's go find Ceallach because I'd like to... I hate making him messenger. I feel like he really doesn't like it.
We do it to a lot of people.
It seems really frustrating.
It is just what we do. It's good.
I know, but I don't...
I like to do it. I can do it in his head.
I know. Oh, do you want to do that in his head right now and tell him that we're coming back over and I have a favor to ask of him?
Yes.
I'll go for it.
He'll rub my left ear. Okay. Ceallach. Hey.
Cut to the eye roll in the phone.
We are coming back.
I look out to where I can probably see this.
He's looking at you like through the doorway.
You might actually hear me out.
Yeah, right. Like half a second delay of magic hitting your ear in this cavernous wall. Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Absurd.
Is that Seeker?
He wanted to do good.
No, Seeker's taking a nap.
No,
I feel
he's
like
not.
I heard his voice.
Awesome. Yeah, you
we
hear
go
the
back?
message. You hear the
we'll
message.
start walking back.
All right.
Awesome. All right. So yeah, you gather together. I will say that at this point, as you guys have all gone through the books, we're nearing our 6-hour mark.
Oh, okay.
Because you have now spent like all of this downtime. So you kind of like, as they come in, we're kind of wrapping up the various skimmings of all the books, the searching, what you guys have found out, what you have all found out, and Olma's study of the scroll. So you guys, you two reconvene into the room with the rest of the group.
Did you have a nice nap?
Yeah, he didn't have.
He didn't go to sleep, Olma.
What do you mean?
Come on, look at you talking to him.
I just wasn't tired yet.
There is nothing about liches in this freaking section.
I found something.
Oh.
Well,
So there is something.
Just a bit.
I want to hear, but it's almost time. So can you tell them the stuff that we found?
Yes. So you
Not
don't.
now, but like when he's done. But I'm gonna go
Oh,
get the
What are you
going
gonna
out?
do?
surprise.
I
He's
told
got
you
a
you should have
surprise
taken
coming.
a nap. I don't know why you're behaving
Maybe that's
like
the
this.
surprise. I'm going to go take a nap.
There's
That
no
is a
time
terrible
now.
surprise, Seek.
It's good for me.
What did you find about liches?
I'm gonna slink away, like slide into the shadows.
Okay.
The thing that I was taught is true. That they put their souls in another item. It's called a
Ugh.
phylactery.
Ugh.
It's not so unlike the soul crystals that we traveled with for a bit.
A phylactery?
But instead of it housing the entirety of their being, the way it did with Amara and those monsters, it is a way of preserving themselves so that they can't die. So the only way to kill Lich, the only way to kill Corvin Amberstone properly, is to destroy his phylactery. As far as what that is, it is the different stories all indicate items of great value, usually something small that can be hidden.
Oh, man.
And probably something that Corvin valued highly, I would think. Something that meant something to him.
Do you think it's something he'd carry on his person or trust someone near him, or is it something he'd hide away somewhere?
Probably hide.
Psychological analysis of Corvin.
I guess that's true.
Also, could there only be one? Could there be multiple? There were multiple crystals.
Just one.
Just one?
Because the soul is a soul.
Because it's different than the crystals.
It's not. Well, the crystals are sort of present. Right. This is probably the same application of magic, but for a different end.
Okay. Yeah, and there's only one soul.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's magic. It's weird.
Well, but it's what it is. It's like a splitting of it. I mean, part of them is still operating the body.
Oh.
I don't... The mechanics of it are a mystery to me, but that's the essence of it.
Well, it's a good start.
This is the book. If anybody else wants to take a look.
Yeah.
So something valuable.
Was there anything in your vision, Alma? Of Corvin, anything that he was wearing, something like that?
I don't think so. No, not that I remember.
Well, maybe something we can. That'd be a way to approach this, is to research Corvin and see if we can find anything.
We also
like
still have Artemisia captive.
That's right.
Does it have to be like an enclosed vessel, or is it just an item? Like does it have to be like a cup, and inside of a cup, or can it be just imbued in like a necklace? Or,
as long as it's something of value. Necklace would work.
Or like a crown.
Or cup or crown. Yes. Something, the way Shriya's staff had that crystal in it. Like he could channel his magic through it. Certain things in the world, especially metals.
Something with mineral value.
They're conductive to magic. So it'd be something like that.
Okay.
Do you think it's at the crypt?
Oh.
No, not
the one
really.
we collapsed.
The what?
Yeah.
I mean, it was hidden, the crypt. Could it have been the crown?
The crown was already broken.
It was, but not destroyed.
That's true.
Maybe that was an old one and he made another one?
I do wonder if we went back there, if we could find...
But that wasn't his crown.
No, but if we're looking at the Order of the Red Wolf as a whole, Corvin was, as far as from what we've learned recently, I think he was pulling the strings. I think Barnabas was ambitious and voracious, and clearly did not have any love left in his heart for his family. But Corvin was the mind behind it all.
Right. But it still wasn't his crown, so would it be valuable to him?
Maybe as a symbol. I don't know.
Well, it's good to know we have somewhere to start.
We could check that crypt for other information too. I don't know what else would be down there.
And if we're suspicious of things, maybe we have an inclination of thinking one thing might be connected. I don't know how Seeker's magic works, but he seems to be able to tell a lot about things. So maybe he can look at it, and Loris will say, "This is what you're looking for."
It's a phylactery. Yeah, maybe.
Also, maybe that crown could do something cool for me.
The books suggested that when you find it, you can kind of tell. At least it has a weight to it, a feeling of power, darkness.
Kind of spooky.
It costs you a lot to become what he's become.
That I can imagine.
Ain't that the truth?
Thessaly, did you find anything?
Seeker and I looked through some books, and Seeker found out that, reminded me actually, that Ondale does hold a day in the middle of the month where the queen will allow people to come visit her with their issues and things like that.
Oh, that's really convenient.
Right.
It is. It's 15 days from now.
Yeah.
And
not so convenient.
So not as convenient. But then I remembered, Ceallach, I know you really hate using your talking magic to talk to other
I don't
people.
hate it. It's fine.
I know, but I feel bad asking you. It never seems to be. Anyway, I might know someone in Stillgate who could maybe get us into the Queen's court with some, save some face and give us a good word and back us.
Yep, but Ceallach doesn't know her thread.
I'm not quite certain. I know you talk about threads. How do you find the thread?
I have to sort of know the person to identify their essence.
If
but
I describe them and draw them for you, is that a way?
Can you draw their life thread?
I'm really good at drawing.
It'll depend on the drawing.
So DM, I will have to roll for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think it is technically you're supposed to be familiar, but I do
Yeah.
think that it is kind of cool, this idea that, like, if you can capture someone's
Somebody's
essence
essence.
in a drawing,
Yeah.
Yeah, no
does
pressure.
that qualify as familiar? And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's kind of cool.
That's
So we're
kinda
going to
neat.
fucking roll with it.
That's the power
of Okay.
art.
Are we drawing right now? Like we're just
And
gonna
you
sit down and
allow
draw?
to use performance and proficiency,
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a
Yeah,
question.
do. Your DC on this is 25.
I have a question.
Heard.
Nearly, it's very, very difficult.
As a person who was trained by Thessaly to draw, can I assist them in any way?
In this effort, I will say no,
Okay.
because it's
It's-
a creature shared
Of her memory.
That's
Like,
okay.
there's no,
I had to
if
ask.
you had
appreciate
met her,
that.
Totally.
if you had met her, I would
Sure.
say hell yeah.
I
But
appreciate that.
No worries.
yeah, no, that's a good call. But I'm gonna say
No,
with
that-
this essence, no.
You can do it. Just roll high.
Um,
just don't drop it.
All right. So actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and resolve this. All right.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm very excited about
Okay.
that. That's a total.
yeah, that one's good.
That's a good one.
By
That
the
is
way.
a total of 32.
Oh shit!
If you made that a DC
All
30,
right.
it would have succeeded.
Hey.
All right.
Let's go.
So,
Ow, I
Hell
punched myself.
yeah.
so,
So excited!
I got so excited. I punched myself.
so, Thessaly, would you like to describe to Ceallach what this person looks like and
Okay.
how you kind of capture their essence? Absolutely. So you guys watch as Thessaly goes to work and what magic is put to parchment as she does.
Yeah,
They do,
so
excuse me.
I think I try to just do like a typical portrait, like not thinking that the face is probably the most important
Mhm.
part to capture of a person's essence.
Mhm.
And you see an incredibly beautiful half-elven woman, looks somewhere in her like equivalent of her 50s. She has long raven black hair with a silver streak running through like the bangs portion. And like emerald green eyes, very striking, sharp features. She wouldn't be beautiful to everyone, but it's like one of those people that has like that very uniqueness about them, like that angle to their features that you just kind of can't look away from them.
And to kind of add on to that, the thing that comes through the portrait is there is an intensity about this person, a presence that does pop off of the parchment. That sort of gravitas that you see when you see like a presidential portrait done really well, that you can kind of see the person there. And it's every line is flawless as far as the execution of the drawing goes. And you get a sense that this is a very powerful person. And I think that kind of leaps off at you. And with that sort of like the combination of knowing exactly what this person looks like captured in such perfect detail, plus something about the shading of the eyes, the shape of the mouth and the jaw, it is the person kind of leaps out at you.
I feel like I know them.
Yeah, familiar.
my eyes burst with flames, just embers leap across them, and I start to seek out this tether. Am I able to find it?
As you look, you
We're going right now.
We're going.
you take the time to sort of sift through,
We're in there.
and it takes you longer. Like you kind of, for a moment, you kind of lose the thread of who it is you're looking for, and because you're not familiar, and then you remember the drawing, and you see it sort of hidden
All right.
amongst the rest.
Yeah, I think I got her. What do we want to say?
I was thinking, you could use my full name.
Thessaly.
Speak on Gwyn,
Gwyn?
Thessaly Gwyn, and you could say that I've been displaced since East Haven, but I'm looking for work, and I want to seek an audience with her in return, and I will do work for her in return for a favor. Did you get some of
I
that?
think so. Thessaly Gwyn
Hi.
seeks to provide her services as a portrait artist.
Mhm.
in return for a favor. What say you? That sort of thing?
You forgot the East Haven part.
Does that,
That's fine.
Is that necessary?
That's not necessary.
Okay.
And
Because
then we will.
whether
And
we're
then I
from
will
East Haven or
be
not, we're traveling there.
maybe be how quickly can we get to Stillgate? I want to make her aware of when we're going to be there, so we can visit.
Quickly. I mean, we want to rest though, so maybe tomorrow.
So I would mention we can be at her. We can meet her in the civic district as soon as tomorrow.
All right. And her name again?
Her name is Lady Celine Peregrine.
Oh, all right.
She's intense, just to prepare you.
I don't know if I'll ever be prepared. Junkies. Quotes my heart.
All right.
I speak on behalf of Thessaly Gwyn. She wishes to provide her services for a favor. We'll meet in the civic district tomorrow.
Make a persuasion check for me.
I love count.
Yeah, I don't know if I think I might have gone over, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's a 13.
Okay.
If that is a failure, I would like to cast guidance because the long eve is over.
Oh!
Hey, yo.
Oh!
That is a failure.
Okay.
So, as you feel that sort of the connection go through,
And that hesitation.
and that kind of you're like, and you get a sense that the message was not well received.
Oh no!
What does it does it look like anything, or does it kind of like feel anything when guidance is sort of triggered?
Because this is such a non-physical, I almost feel that it is something to do with what happens on the other end of this tether. That there is something in the presence of Lady Peregrine that might encourage her to believe me.
Okay. All right.
And that we're doing a D6? Is that
We're going to do a D6.
What?
Big money.
5! So that is, what did I say?
18.
Yeah.
That's 18.
Yeah.
That's 18.
The DC was 17.
Yeah!
Let's go from there!
Holy shit, guys,
All right.
I like the new guy. I like that guidance. I like
So,
that. I like that.
like,
Familiar?
yeah, Shane and I kind of discussed it yesterday, and it was this idea that because people spam guidance so often, and it bugs me as a DM, I like that the reaction element when it costs you something, and so like in exchange for that, I'm willing to bump up that dice
Nice.
a little bit
Very
to
cool.
kind of make it a little more,
I kind of like that.
That's very,
Nice.
I really appreciate
give it a little more oomph.
Yeah.
Cool.
So as you reach out, you see the thread, and it kind of does it like a light in your hand or something when you do it? Like how does that always work out to you?
To me, it's I don't think anybody else
We
sees
can't
It's
the
just
thing.
you, right?
Yeah.
But in my sort of vision of the universe in this
Mhm.
state, I've pulled this thread and I've connected it, like it literally like attaches itself
Mhm.
like vines to the side of a house.
Okay,
And that way I can like speak directly to their
awesome.
House.
Yeah.
So as you've got it as you've got it to your heart, and you sort of like feel that hesitation,
Mhm.
you reach out and you close your eyes, and you see as a bit of silver makes its way across the thread, and a voice comes back to you. Thessaly Gwyn. Yes, I remember. Civic District won't do. My address. Cliffside. And she proceeds to give you an address that I don't know, but I'll remember.
Fair enough.
But an address comes to you in the Cliffside District of Stillgate,
Mhm.
and that is all.
What did you get anything? Did you?
She is intense.
You did?
She gave me an address. And
So she's okay. We can.
she doesn't want to do the civic district. Beneath
Oh.
her, I think.
Well, she.
That was
she-
the impression. But she agreed, yes.
I throw my arms around Kelly, give a big hug.
Eh,
Thank you. This is okay. So we can do this the right way. We can go. We don't have to lie. We can. So Alma, if you want to make us look nice, we can still look nice. But
probably wouldn't hurt in terms of winning the favor of this person.
Yeah. Do you think?
Or the queen.
Yeah.
I think I look
Yeah.
great.
Right, but you look a bit...
well, Flynn,
rough.
I'm not saying that anyone here
We've just
doesn't
been
look.
wandering through the woods. What do you
I don't-
mean?
Maybe not
Like,
caked in mud.
Do you
Maybe
think
not.
that Hatefried
Oh.
has a tub, Like, do you think we could take a bath?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably also one here, no? Certainly.
Yeah,
the
but I
monks
thought we were
need to be-
going back, or are we sleeping here?
What do you want to do?
Oh.
Do you want to stay longer, Oma?
I think
We're busy. We gotta go
Okay.
out. So I just would. But where do we want to sleep? Do we want to sleep here, or do we want to sleep there?
we'll have
Right.
to.
Right, either way we can make it. It might be.
I think it's probably better to sleep there, though.
I would agree.
Because I think, like, obviously, it probably takes a lot of energy
Right.
to do that, and
Yes.
so
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
As much as I'd like to stay here, it's quite nice here. Also,
it's okay.
not for nothing. Us being here brought Corvin, so
Yeah.
Yes.
better for us to make ourselves scarce.
As the kind of silence of that utterance kind of falls over you guys, and you kind of take a breath to begin discussing next steps, we're going to pop over to Seeker. And Seeker, you make your way through to out of the library and back into the Hall of Fists, and you find Brim, who Garrick instructed Brim to bring you into the Bright Forge when about 6 hours had gone up. And you see Brim, you don't get far because Brim is waiting for you, basically right as you walk out of the library.
Yeah.
And kind of just falls into step with you, and the two of you walk together. As he turns to you and you're walking, he's, who's this for? What's going on?
It's armor for Tess.
Oh. Right. Not for you?
No, I don't wear armor. Maybe I should, but I don't. But I give her a lot of crap because she's so loud in that plate.
Is it her or is it the armor?
So I give her a hard time, but this is why I want to help get some nice armor.
Okay. Well, Garrick's the best craftsman I know, so he'll make something nice for her, I'm sure.
I hope so.
And you guys arrive at the sort of doors that you came through the day before. And Brim walks up, places his hand on the plate, and spends the requisite key. And you see as he does, it like around him, you see this like warbling kind of mirage, like a lot of heat is coming off of him, which very quickly dissipates before the doors open. And you get that same sense, that spray of fresh water as the waterfall shrine hits you in the face. And you smell that petrichor smell, and the rush and the sound of that. It's jarring again, like kind of like absolute silence to as soon as the doors crack, that like of water.
Yeah.
But he walks up, grabs a hold of the two metal plinths on the side, and spends an additional 5 key points. And you see again as the door opens, and you see that purple glow emanating from the stairs. And as that door opens, you hear ping, 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 with the sound of a hammer ringing. You go down the steps and you turn around and you see in the corner of this room where the bright wall is kind of bathed in purple, you see Garrick as he is standing over a large anvil, a huge hammer covered in runes in his hands. And you see sort of laid out the breastplate piece of a ornate and beautiful full plate breastplate. And he begins hammering it out, and he hears as you both enter. He says, "Come, we're nearly there." And he doesn't even look up. His voice kind of commands you to come over.
I am kind of transfixed by the wall for a moment, and yeah, it just kind of breaks my attention. Oh yeah, yes, and I will make my way over with Brim.
All right,
to the forge.
All right, you make your way, and as he sort of set it all out, you can see kind of on a table the pieces of the armor. You see the greaves, the leg protection, the waist protection, the full kind of encasing, and you see this like beautiful kind of iridescent, bright silver metal, and it's elegant is the best way that can be used to describe it. It's not heavy or like bulky. it's very sort of streamlined and beautiful and lethal at the same time. And he's working on that final piece, the chest piece. And like as you come forward, he says, I'm putting on the final touches. Is there anything you would wish to add?
Did you have a chance to reinforce the left?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how this works. I've never made armor or anything, but could I try to access some of Laris's magic and imbue it?
In this place? Yes. And he takes it and he walks it over, and you see this like purple flame, these embers like that are constantly emitting from this forge in the corner. It's not the orange of normal fire or even the blue or that like bright white. It is raw like purple flames. And he puts the entirety of the breastplate into this like flame and then pulls it out, and you can see it's kind of like glowing with the residual heat from the fire, and he brings and he puts it down, and he says, do what you will. It is ready.
Yeah, quickly I pull out the tribute totem and turn it, I always forget, clockwise, counterclockwise? I guess counterclockwise to open it.
Yeah.
What? It's so hard. And as the orb comes up, I don't cast any spells, but I just close my eyes. Lars, if you could bless this, trying to keep my good friend safe. Anything you could do to help, I would really, really appreciate. Then I like open an eye.
Okay.
Like, thank you. Okay.
All right. As you reach out in prayer and as you kind of open that one eye, you can see the tribute totem and you bathed in purple plasma.
Ooh.
And as you ask for help, you see as that washes over you, kind of like almost like a blanket, like sort of floats over the armor itself and then morphs itself into like kind of a mirror of it, that purple, and then sinks in and is absorbed by the metal.
That is cool.
And Garrick looks at you and kind of the little smile plays across his face. And he walks it over to a sort of a big barrel, and he quenches it. And when he pulls it out, you can see this like gleaming, beautiful piece of this full suit of mithril plate mail. And you can see this like sort of the iridescence of the metal itself now kind of has like these very, very faint, very subtle purple hues to them when they hit the light, especially in here. And your vigilant mithril plate is complete. It is not in your D&D Beyond
I'm
yet.
sorry. What?
Excuse me?
Oh my god.
And it is complete, the set. It sort of stands before you, and he kind of wraps it up in like a very sort of sturdy kind of clean canvas.
Yeah.
And wraps it up and ties it up and hands it to you. It's heavy. Actually, no, it's not. Mithril's not that heavy.
It's not that, yeah.
As you pick it up, that's what surprises you. You can almost like brace your legs to like take the weight, and then it's like, oh. And as it drops in your arms, it doesn't clank at all.
And silent. Ah, yes. Wait, my hands. As I'm, can you hold this for a second?
Mm-hmm.
And I reach to my scroll and undo the top and take out a vial of ink and hand it to Garrick. Yeah. Here. Yes. And you're very good. Okay.
Takes it.
Yeah. If you ever need to contact us, that can get to me. I always check it. And I look down at this.
It's inert
silver,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah, it's silver. But he thanks you. Thank you for that. I don't write much,
That makes sense.
but I appreciate the gesture.
Thank you for this. Can I pay you?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's this super expensive thing.
Yeah.
I don't want any money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look at Brim and just be like, this is like soup. Oh, I'll take it back. Yeah. Thank you. And maybe we should head out.
Yeah.
And as I turn, like I just stare at the wall. Like I just kind of take a moment and let the colors and look at the dots of all the magical entities around Elbor.
Mhm.
I'll see you again.
Brim goes, I hope so.
It's so sad. My God.
And you guys leave together.
My heart.
She break.
She break. Why is it broken?
Quite broken.
Why? Broken.
But you head out of the Bright Forge as Garrick begins very religiously, in every sense of the word, attending to the instruments of his worship.
Yeah.
The crafting of magical creations in this place, under the eyes of Laris. And the last thing you see is, him kind of like beginning to wipe everything down and like clean off all his tools and set things back. And you kind of just hear the sounds of that as you and Brim head up the stairs and out with your package kind of in your arms. And yeah, you and Brim eventually find your way to the rest of the group. I would say that shortly after, the last thing you guys were kind of talking about was the sending was successful. Got out to Lady Celine, and you guys are kind of now beginning to discuss, what the next step is. So as we come back to you guys, what are you all kind of chatting about? Are you still in the library? Have you moved out now?
Still in
Library.
library.
Yeah.
For Seeker to come back to find us,
Makes sense. Okay.
So I think,
As soon as we're ready, I can take us
where can you take us again?
to the graveyard.
Oh, right.
I know you
Right.
don't like it much, but I thought it was nice.
I think it'll be nice to go back to Marstock, so that'll be good.
Luxurious retreat, Marstock.
I wonder if Avery's back.
All right.
I
long
really
eve's
hope
over.
so. Because I've been wanting him. I wanted to talk to him about that jar of dirt for so long. He never told me if he liked it or if it helped.
Don't know that he ever will.
I wonder what him and Timmy found.
Yeah, I wonder how Timmy's doing.
What did him and Timmy? Yes.
They were out for some ingredients, I think, right?
Yeah.
So we'll find out.
Special
We will.
long eve ingredients.
I'm going to ask Master Scriven or Scrivener?
Scriven?
Gribbon, I think.
About this book, and then I'll be ready to go. If
Well, we can't leave without you, so.
right, and I'll step out. I'm going to take the black book.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I don't mean to tread upon the already gracious access you've given us, but would it be all right if I were to take this out to borrow it?
No.
Oh!
Under no conditions?
Roll a persuasion check. I'm sorry, he's a curmudgeonly old man. He's gotta say no out of the gate.
Please. Oh my goodness gracious, 13 again.
13 again.
What if I told you that Laurus has given my team and I a very important mission, and that this book will be invaluable upon the completion of that mission.
Oh.
Understand something. Son. Just because I'm old. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh my god.
Bring it back, please. Or there will be consequences.
I believe you.
Good.
You have my word.
All right. And he just goes and puts his glasses back on and goes back to reading whatever he was reading.
Deep breath. And without moving any other part of my body, just turn around.
Disturbing the air will make him change his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you very quietly turn away and
Just
go.
retreat back to the group. All right, I'm ready to go.
You all right?
Yes.
Thessaly, you might want to grab your stuff from the other room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think you want to leave your swords here.
No, I don't. I will be right back. I'm going to run to the Hall of Fists where we were fighting. I
Yes.
will be right back.
Do you mind if I join you? I'll run as well.
You want to go to the Hall of Fists?
With you? Anywhere.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can. Why would I say no? That seems silly.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so we go.
All right. Cool. So you guys head your way back. You guys.
Yeah, because I
you-
forgot my stuff.
Yeah, you
Because I
forgot
took
your
it
stuff.
off.
Yeah,
Just
so
like
you.
look at Flynn while this is conversation.
Yeah. Two of you like almost.
I look at Flynn and I go, with you anywhere.
Amazing.
Are we supposed to just wait here for them to come back?
I guess.
Okay.
How you doing? You don't have horns anymore.
No, it's good.
Cool.
How are you doing?
Oh, you know, I'm okay.
Good. I saw the snowball you threw at Brim. That was good.
Yeah. He's being a butthead.
Yeah. It's fun throwing snowballs.
I mean, yeah, it was fine. Doesn't get hard anymore, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah. Well, if you pour water, we'll figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some books about it here.
I don't want to read any more books.
I don't either. God.
Me neither. Gosh. And unless you guys wanted to, I don't want to step on any moments, of course, but we'll follow Thessaly and Ceallach as they make their way into the Hall of Fists. And you see now that things are starting to kind of settle down. It is getting a little bit later into the evening now. At this point, I mean, 6 hours of you guys working has passed. So people have been basically like kind of spread out into the sanctuary, found different places to bed down, that sort of thing. You do notice though that all of the senior monks are like patrolling effectively, like walking.
Okay.
And they're just like kind of, just vigilantly eyes on everything. And every time you pass the Hall of the Watchers, you see that any two of the more senior monks are just standing in the Hall of the Watchers, just like looking straight down that hallway, waiting. But you eventually make your way back to the Hall of Fists. It's much quieter, and you find your things undisturbed where you left them.
Ooh, okay. Not that I thought anyone was going to steal them, but
There's always that bit of a flutter, right? Panic with that.
I didn't think it was fair to wear my armor when Oma and I were sparring. She had to.
You fought each other.
Well, yes. No, it was just, for practice.
Oh, I wish I had
She's so
thought of it.
fast.
Yeah,
So quick. So,
she's a terror.
you would know better than anyone.
I suppose so. I wanted to. There was something else I found in one of those books. It's not much.
Oh?
I was reading about the Archfey, and the schism, the thing that broke them off from the rest of the angels. And there's a bit in there about Iona.
Oh.
I wish there was more, but there was, of course, Zariel, the angel who was a justice bringer of Fenra, But got a little bit carried away, started to pursue not just the demons, but people who brought the demons, and then even further than that, the people who allowed the bringing of the demons. And basically, the old gods were not thrilled with that course of action, so it was Iana's task to banish Zariel.
Oh?
And given your vision with Iana in, well, a hellish plane somewhere in the abyss, I can't help but wonder if it has something to do with Zariel.
So you trying to track this train
And
of thought?
I don't mean to, I know it's a bit overwhelming, there's a lot going on, but I didn't want to leave it out.
No, I appreciate that. I'm flattered you remembered and that you wanted to include that and tell me about it. I genuinely don't know what to do about this whole thing because, well, I feel like I sort of have to go help Iana.
Right, but you know not why?
But I don't understand why, and I don't really... And I just kind of glance upwards. I thought we had an understanding and we were on the same page, and then you start giving me weird dreams. But it... So you think maybe that they fought Zariel and lost?
Well, or maybe this is some sort of vengeance plot on the part of Zariel to I don't know, consort with the new gods or something, given the nature of your dream.
You think maybe Zariel and the new gods have like an alliance and they're trying to...
It is strictly speculation, but these are the players. Iana, the new gods, Zariel.
So, Iana was tasked with stopping a once angel of Fenra, who I have a little. We've got a time. We've got a.
It's a way of putting it.
I took an oath. I know what I did.
You can phrase it however you like.
An oath just feels so. But that's what it is, Ceallach. That's what I did.
It is
an oath. All right. So maybe if we find Zariel, then we also find Iana.
Maybe, or yes, maybe Zariel is Iana's keeper down there.
Oh, I really hope that that's not the case.
As do I.
But it could be.
A lot of our roads lead to the abyss. We've got the outcasts, we've got Zariel, and we've got whatever this thing that Flynn is attached to is.
Do you control when you talk to Zachariel and Famir? Like, can you kind of finagle how that goes about?
A bit, yes. It's ever done, so it's a good time for me to try to reach out, but we've got a lot going on.
Because Iana just came to me unprompted. They
do that.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I'm not really sure if I have any control over that. I guess I could try to pray to Fenra.
Well, maybe I can be your...
stank on it.
That's fine. I can be your liaison. At least to Famir.
I feel like you're everyone's liaison for everything, Ceallach.
But that is my calling. So that's all right.
I can try to reach out. And it's probably time. I mean, I took my oath to Fenra when Vossen was it when that happened. So
that's what starting to put that together. Was it what helped you survive?
Yep. Just me.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The reason that I ever studied Famir was to try and reach me mother. She left when I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the gods are the only ways that we can survive.
Did you ever reach your mother?
Not yet.
Doesn't that frustrate you?
To no end.
I would have traded all of me for any one of them to have made it out. Even just one.
What happened?
They were all murdered, Kelly.
But with your oath, why wasn't... I couldn't defend Rahab.
I don't know. I don't know. Because that's what I asked for. And I don't want to talk about this anymore. Can we go back to
Of course. I'm sorry.
No, it's
It's
all right.
I just want to understand.
I know you do.
And I totally respect not wanting to talk about it. If you'll just allow me to say that wherever we end up in all this, you know how I feel about justice and about right and wrong and the complexities of all these things and the value of life. I will never turn my back on you, Thessaly. If I have to watch you do any number of things you're not proud of, I will.
Oh, and I just walk away.
All right.
Are we like close to coming back through the Hall of Fist?
I feel like you like walk in from a distance,
Yeah.
you see them together, and then you see the tail end, and then they throw out their hands and walk away. Yeah, I don't think you hear the exchange, but because the Hall of Fist is huge, it's very, very big, and they're kind of like near the sparring area, and you're kind of by the entrance. So
Everything
as
Kellic
you
says
approach,
is just, I love you, I love you, I love you.
you do.
Everything Thessaly goes is like,
but as you see the kind of the tail end of the interaction, and as you turn, Thessaly, to kind of like walk away, you spot, probably like 150 feet away or so, Brim and Seeker, who are just like kind of in the hall, a joint, like where the hallway from the Waterfall Sanctuary meets the Hall of Fists.
So seeing them, I'll turn to Brim and say, that reminds me. That's kind of hard to watch.
wasn't Brim in the tent awake?
He was.
Yeah, he's been like a weird observer. Just a lot
For, like,
of your
all of this stuff.
He's like, I don't get it. but yeah, he's like, yep. Mm-hmm. Maybe now would be a good time. Looks like they could use some cheering up.
Yes. Also, you're good people. And I like you. You are someone that I didn't think we could trust. And you're actually kind of impressive. So, maybe when we sort this all out, we can come back and we can hang out and talk and do stuff. Also, I have kind of a weird past, but, who doesn't? Here on Elbor, I guess.
I like you too. man, now I know what they feel like.
Silence is okay. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
We can just walk.
Cool.
Cool. And
yeah, you two like
we just
walk
like start
together.
edging forward and like, is that still in view?
Yeah.
I would have
alright.
turned around
Your
and like
turn.
seen. As, I guess I'm guessing as this is ending, as they're ending this.
Now
conversation.
like, you see the and then you see them and then,
Like mid throw my hands up. Wait,
I-
Sika, what do you have in
You
your
have,
hands?
have you
What
put
do
Is
you
this
have?
the surprise?
have you put your haven't put your armor? Have you put your armor on?
No, I was just holding it. I'm just like holding everything as we're having this conversation.
You throw your hands up.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Falls to the ground.
I'm like, oh,
Don't worry about it. Get rid of that crap. You don't need
it's
it
not
anymore.
crap. You got it for me.
I mean, no, I did, but it's like the old now.
Oh, it's still a decent. I want to carry. Why? What?
And I will hand over. This is much better. And I'll hand over the like.
Oh, it weighs
Fuck.
nothing.
I know, shake it. You hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Exactly. Just
where?
open it.
Where? Okay.
Just
So I
open
open it up. Yeah.
yeah. And as you open it up, you see this beautifully crafted, incredibly well made full set of mithril plate mail.
Jesus.
By oh, that is effulgent.
You see if you look along the left side, see how it is.
There's like a little, like on the left shoulder, there's like a little greave that stands up and protects basically like your neck from the left side.
Hmm.
And then you can see that like the armor's a little bit thicker along the left shoulder.
We fought one too many wolf packs, didn't we?
Yes. And they keep coming.
They keep coming, and I can't always be where you are, and you can't always be where I am.
So this will help.
Seeker. And I like punch him in the shoulder, but like real gently, just like
Okay.
enough to kind of like, not hard, just like the knuckles just kind of make an imprint.
Mhm.
So
Brim and Ceallach during this interaction.
Yeah. You're right. Like,
They're just like,
standing next to him, do like the thumbs in the belt. Ah. You too, huh? I love the silent kinship between Brim and Ceallach. I'm just like, so good.
They've like never had a full
Never.
conversation.
Like, that's the best, but I feel like they get
But they
each
get it.
other. Like, they get each other. It's so
Fundamental
funny.
understanding.
Oh man,
That's
this is
great.
so fucking fun.
That's great.
But yeah,
Ooh,
but
like-
you see the set, and it is beautiful. And if you go to put it on,
yeah, I'll put it on. Yeah.
it is it's like it was made with you in it. It is like perfectly form fitted. It is light. It is like there's no and as you kind of move around, there's no like sound that emits from it. This mithril plate mail, you are no longer at disadvantage on any stealth checks while moving.
Yes.
And in addition, because of Seeker's magic, you have advantage on initiative rolls as long as you were wearing the armor.
This is amazing. This is incredible.
As the effects of his vigilant blessing are imbued permanently within it.
That's
So
amazing.
freaking
good.
cool.
So good.
And your base armor class
Vigilant
becomes 18.
blessing.
Woo!
There we go.
What do you got now?
Hey,
That was at 17.
17.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's fine.
18
Bump it up.
plus.
Little bump.
bump it
Little
up.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Surprise.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I feel really bad for like putting Flynn through all of that and trying to. Why were you so nice to me after I was so?
Putting Flint through what? Oh, the race?
Yeah.
Oh, he needed that. That's okay.
Yeah, I think he kind of did. Yeah.
I give Brim like an apologetic look. I did my best.
That's all right. You know, you can't win them all.
Yeah, I'm pretty good, right?
Yeah, Brim, I was rooting
Don't
for you.
think
I don't
that
know if you could
that's a-
tell.
Thanks. Yeah, no,
Evaluation.
I could. I heard you guys screaming a lot. That was great.
Yes.
That was super fun. I had a great time. I'm just glad I didn't lose to Kalar. Like, technically. I mean, he says I lost, but I don't think I lost because we kind of tied. So, you know.
You could tell him I blinded you.
Oh, damn. I'm going to get...
Yeah.
Just you wait, Seeker. Just you wait. He doesn't... He's not much one for excuses, so... He probably wouldn't care anyway. Said I should have been more careful.
Right. Should have not gotten blinded.
Yeah, just he's a ornery old buzzard. But love him.
I like this place. I hope you enjoy that.
I will make the best use of it, and unfortunately, I think we're going to need it very soon. So,
That's what I was thinking.
should we get back to Flynn and Ulma?
I think
Probably.
so.
Mhm.
Yes.
Do you guys wait in the library until they come back, or do you eventually? Okay, cool. Just making sure that you didn't want to like venture out or whatever.
We're just hanging in there.
All right.
As
I'm like swinging my legs around in my chair.
Awesome.
So,
so
Yeah. It smells weird in here.
I like books.
Yeah,
Don't you like books?
I did.
I did.
You don't like books anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know. Look through like Artemisia's book or something.
Do you want me to read, right? You want me to read to you? Is that what?
No, but it's kind of weird
That I'm not
for
reading?
you to tell me you don't like books.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just, things change.
Do you need a nap too? Are you feeling okay? Why don't you like books anymore?
It's not like I don't like
What do
them.
you mean things change? Things
Okay.
like that don't change.
Almost worldview is very upset right now.
Don't worry about it.
You don't find value in books anymore?
No, it's just, I'm just exploring new things. And I don't know, sometimes I don't know. When I was training, reading was never the thing that I really wanted to do. I always wanted to be out learning.
Then why did you like books so much recently then?
Because they give you cool things to do.
But now they don't give you cool things to do?
Not so much anymore.
So you only do things that give you cool things?
No. But I only really kind of got interested in reading when I realized the benefits of it.
And now there's no benefits.
They're not as strong.
Okay.
It takes so long. Like, that one night I stayed up all night. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And it's like, why do that if I can just do something else?
What do you... Oh, I feel like you're saying something and I just don't understand what you're saying. Like, I feel like there's something deeper here than
Right.
just books that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't worry. How you doing?
I'm fine. I already said that.
I know, but
I feel like we need to talk about this.
Alma,
You stayed up all night practicing magic from a book.
yeah, I did.
So you don't need books for magic anymore?
It's more like once you kind of learn it, you maybe just need to like refresh your memory. But once you kind of understand the practice of it, then you're.
So you know everything there is to know about magic
No.
right now.
No, but I'm just weighing the pros and cons of the amount of time it takes to do that kind of stuff, And like, we've been kind of busy, like you said, so
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had hours and hours to sit down and just read and practice as I used to.
Right.
Kind of bouncing around.
Okay, is this something to do with what's going on inside you?
No,
That kind of sounds like a yes.
I'm figuring it out.
Okay, well, make good choices.
Make the choice.
What about the things going on inside of you?
Well, you saw the blip went out, so it's
Yeah.
all like under control now, I guess. My
Wait,
necklace
so-
is fixed.
So like you can control your magic now?
No,
Isn't that something
but I
that...
couldn't ever control it, so it's not like that's a difference.
Well, isn't that maybe something that the monastery can help with? Or no? That was...
Nope.
Where would we go?
Quite frankly, no, they cannot help with that.
Do you think maybe Corvin or something would know about that? Or like the Red Wolves would know? Because I mean, they're the ones that kind of did it to...
Like they would know how to control my magic?
Well, if it's kind of like the ritual that they did.
From the little like memory crystal I had, it doesn't really seem like they knew what they were doing when they did it.
It seems like the second time it worked.
Yeah, but no one's around from that time.
Yeah, but books are... I mean, I don't want to read them, but maybe... can.
Maybe.
I mean, I would help. Because, like...
I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to be able to control it. It's not really made for me. I just have it.
Yeah, but... that's kind of what this is. And I hold up my arm that has just a plethora of tattoos on it. I mean, I didn't always have this, but... so it wasn't really part of me, but... you know... it is now.
But I don't need tattoos to do magic.
I know. Yeah, I know. You're special.
I'm not special. I just was born with
Special gifts.
well, like things from Lauris that were stolen.
Right. So...
And
there's a way...
it killed my whole family.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
So...
and maybe there's just a way to... I don't know. Control it.
I don't know. Should humans be able to control God's magic?
I mean... I don't have the answer to that.
Like, I'm not a god, and I don't want to be a god, so, like, maybe it's okay that I can't control it.
But it would be safer.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things that would be safer.
If you...
Like, not having another being inside of you would be safer.
if you... could get rid of all the magic inside you, would you?
Sure?
If you could...
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of used to it now, but I mean, I was here training before it happened, and
Yeah.
so, like, I don't know.
would you
Figure something
rather...
else out.
would you rather have it completely removed or learn to control it and use it for good?
Well, I can use it for good now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like volatile.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Because like maybe there is a way to control it. That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. You know.
yeah. I don't know.
The rest of the party arrives, I think, as this conversation kind of ends in a kind of, I don't know, or I shouldn't say ends, but the rest of the party does kind of arrive at the tail end of this conversation. If you guys want to continue, you're of course more than welcome. But as they come in, you do notice that Thessaly is sporting some very shiny new accoutrement.
Whoa, you look so fancy, Thessaly.
That's not your
Thank
armor.
you. It is now.
Did someone
Really?
put seeming on you already?
No, look, it's, isn't it? It's and you
Oh.
like bounce off the mithril.
And I knock on it. Do I hear anything when I knock?
Like it's like muffled almost.
Whoa.
I'm going to be so quiet now. I'm very excited.
Do you want... You want the cape back then?
The cape.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
the
only
cloak of
gave it to
invisibility.
me because it didn't help you.
Oh,
So
Olma,
technically, it
I
was
would
yours.
actually feel much better if you kept that.
Okay.
Hard sell.
Amazing. But as you guys all reconvene in the library, I will ask, like, what is your guys' plan? Are you skedaddling right now?
Mhm.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To say this, but also say goodbye to Rosie later.
Yeah,
I
that's
took
okay.
a book out, so we have to come back.
We can't really leave the sanctuary. I'm sure Rosie's in here somewhere, but I don't know where she is, and it's late.
Yes, we.
Right, and everything's kind of locked down because of what
Mhm.
happened. So
And I sort of gave Rosie a parting gift on your behalf, Olma. I think she'll miss you just a little bit less.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
yeah, and Kelly can always just reach out.
Again, I don't think that we should treat Ceallach like he's
just
No, he-
subconscious grimace. Just
He likes
like
it.
he's a carrier pigeon. I don't.
You like it, right, Kelly?
I don't think he likes it. No, I think he does it because it's necessary. I'm sorry, I don't want to speak for him.
You were nailing it.
You don't
It's
like
a necessity. It's not because he's thrilled to do it
Does
every
it
time.
hurt
It's
to
a-
do it?
No, it's just
No.
tiresome. It's a bit of
Oh,
a chore.
yeah, I get
So,
I'd like throw my arms around Brim.
Aw.
Thanks so much, Brim. You've been really helpful.
You're welcome, Oma.
Keep on watching.
Don't stop working on that shape water, okay? And the meditation.
Whatever.
Then he kind of like hugs you.
You know, we could use your skills.
My place is here.
I know.
Does he have some of the ink?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
I got it.
Good question.
I'll look at the thing on his. This. Is it glowing?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You around?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let everyone know you said bye.
If you see silent, remember, angel.
I'll take your word for it. I haven't seen them since, so.
I'll imagine that. I will extend my hand for a shake,
Take your hand.
and I'll pull you in for a hug.
Gives you a hug.
If nothing else, I will come back.
I hope you do.
Me too.
And he like kind of surreptitiously, like very, just like gives you kind of a kiss on the cheek.
I'll smile. I'll be back.
Flynn, my dude.
I look at Oma again.
Oh, I'm staring at Brent.
I know.
So that's why he went to Flynn.
How surreptitiously? How surreptitiously? Subtle.
Can you roll a d20 and add? Roll a d20 and add.
Here, you can roll it.
Be stealth, right?
Put it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a plus.
Ooh,
He's trying to
does my stealth get added?
I love it when the dice do this. Natural one.
You like shrimp?
So you're right.
This with the.
He just cannot be he cannot be subtle about
You
it.
all see it. All see it.
It's monk chill break.
Yeah, just totally.
A fracture in the monk chill.
Yeah.
Poorly pretending like I didn't see it, I will kind of break from Oma. Yeah, we got hi. My dude.
Keep trying.
Yeah, I'll keep asking.
Gives you a hug.
I'll give him a big hug and I'll just kind of, like whisper almost. Thanks.
I'm here anytime.
Yeah, it's not goodbye. It's see you soon.
Yeah. Thessaly.
You should know. I approve for now.
Understood?
Mm-hmm. All right, are we ready to go? Ceallach, what are you doing? Why are you way over there?
I was just looking at the book over here. This is a book I had.
Is that
quite looked at.
interesting?
Well, the cover is something to behold. Let me tell you.
Well, we do need you to get back to
Yes,
if you
sorry.
don't mind.
Right. I don't know what drew me away. Brim, lovely to be in your presence. Thanks for everything, really.
Yeah. It was awesome.
You may want to stand back. I don't know exactly how this works just yet.
All right.
And
I'll back up.
I'll put myself betwixt everyone. Hold my hand out.
Are we supposed to put our hands in your hand?
No, you don't have to. Secret.
Everything I wanted. Yes.
We're not supposed to do it.
It's probably fine.
Don't tweak it.
Jerus.
As you say the words, you hear Brim's voice. He says, "Seeker." And as you look, he throws something at you, long, thin, and you catch you see a hint of silver as his sword. And you vanish.
What?
And you all arrive in
Graveyard of
the
Mars.
graveyard of
Friend material.
Mars,
What?
and we will pick up there.
Oh my god!
No, dude. The sword.
The sword.
gonna
Look,
die.
you don't need blueberry. You got a fancy sword.
What?
I'm
Needs
gonna
a day.
blow up.
Badass. I
Which
just
sword is that?
The sword is dope.
It's the sword.
Is it his sword?
It's the
It's his sword, the silver one.
the elementally one.
Silver,
right?
Silverwind is what it's called.
There we go.
It has a
You.
name.
Oh, of course it does.
It is a
Likes
it is
you.
a +2 Dragon's
But that's it.
Wrath
That's
long
it.
or
If-
rapier.
You know what that says? If
It's
you
a
live through
rapier.
This,
Snake attack!
Anyway.
Shit, sorry. I totally forgot I had to sign off. Oh my god. Thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate you. And yeah, goodbye, nerds.
Bye, nerds!
Hey nerds, Rodney here. Hey, come on in here for a second. I know you're enjoying Venture Forth, and we appreciate it. Please make sure you like, follow, and subscribe on all the platforms you use. Also, make sure to tell your friends so the word can get out there. To go the extra mile, hit that Patreon. Get yourself some amazing and exclusive bonus content, which is also going to help the show grow. All right, later, nerds.